Hello everyone, in today's video we're looking at the module Advanced Spell Effects. This module changes the way a number of spells appear visually to make them more unique, as well as it can improve the flow of your game. We'll start off today's video with a display showing off some examples of these spells, and then we'll go into how to set up the ones that I found to be a little bit trickier. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with our druid here, who has amazingly learned a number of unique spells. Here are all the spells that are currently programmed into the Advanced Spell Effects module. We can see all of these. The ones that we'll be covering today are Magic Missile, Wall of Force, Animate Dead, as well as any summon spell. Before we do that though, as to not waste some people's time, we are using the D&D 5e rule system as well as the JB2A Patreon version. If you're using the free version, some things just won't work. You can pick up the Patreon version for $4 currently, and then you'll have everything that has ever been created up to this point. So the first spell we're going to show off is Magic Missile. So having our spellcaster selected, we're going to go to our token action HUD, consume the spell slot. We don't even need to target because we're given this prompt here. Left click on a token to assign dart. We just need to select 3, because we're casting this at the normal level. And we can see here we're hitting the Bandit Captain with 2 darts, the Black Bear with 1, and we have the little icons next to their tokens. When we're all done, we just click done. And we see them fire off. And we have 3d4s that are rolled plus 1. And we can see that damage right here. The next spell we're looking at is Wall of Force. So once again, using our token action HUD to cast the spell. We're not given the choice to put down a measure template because we're provided with this prompt. I'll select the horizontal panels 10 by 10. I can put them down like so. When I'm finished, I can either right click on the scene or I can press done on the prompt right there. But I have 3 panels left. Not the most ideal, but I'll put them over here. And then we are all finished. Now, when you're all done, you can just break concentration and those panels will disappear. Little does our caster know, but the Black Bear and the Bandit Captain are diseased, but they'll find out soon enough after they cast the spell to detect poison and disease, which we've also set up through our module. So we're going to see the animation play here through an aura as well as the runic symbols circling our character. And they'll move closer to the enemies here, and as they do, we see some markers appear over top of their tokens. After the combat is finished, the player character wants to make use of the corpses on the ground through the casting of Animate Dead. So we're going to consume the spell slot. We see the Bandit Captain is within range. We're going to raise the Bandit Captain as a zombie, like so. We could do the same thing over here to the bear. Again, casting the spell. Choosing instead skeleton this time. We see the animation plays, and then we have a zombie and skeleton that we've created. The last spell and effect we're going to look at before we go into the setup is Conjure Elemental. What you see here can also be applied though to any sort of summon spell that brings actors onto the scene. Let's go ahead and cast the spell as we've done before. We'll select our fire elemental, decide where we want to place it on the scene, and watch it come into existence, like so. Alright, so the first thing we want to do, a number of these effects are going to require the users in your game to have permissions to create actors and create tokens. So let's go into user management. We're going to go to configure permissions. And underneath player, we're just going to select create new tokens and create new actors. You could also change the players in your game to trust the players and do that here instead if you wanted. And then click save configuration. And then save and return. So we'll just show off the setup in the same order I displayed the spells earlier. Opening up the character sheet, going into Magic Missile, we'll edit it here. I do believe that the GM needs to do this. I don't think the players will be able to because they won't see the ASE at the top. But we'll click Advanced Spell Effects. We want to convert to advanced spell effect, check the box. As soon as you do, you'll be able to select one of the spells. This list of spells is the same one that we saw earlier. Next, we can change the damage die count to 1, d4 plus 1. You can change the effects here as desired. Changing the target marker color, the icon that appears next to the token, the hue, the saturation, as well as the dark color itself. And if you want, you can add in sound effects. Save and close, and you are done. That's it for the Magic Missile. Next up is Wall of Force. Same thing, edit spell, ASE menu, convert to advanced spell effect, use effect, wall spell, and we are going to select Wall of Force here, and we can decide on the color of our wall as well, again, if you want any sound effects. And that's it for Wall of Force, pretty easy. Most of it's handled through the prompt that you saw earlier. The next spell, Detect Poison Disease. The setup we're doing for this one can be applied to the other spells, such as Detect Magic or Detect Good and Evil. Going to the ASE menu, select Detect Stuff, select the type, and the detection range, which here we have 30 feet, so we're going to set 30 feet right there. Now, we can decide on the effect that is going to be applied to the tokens that are poisoned and the tokens that are diseased, and then save it out. Now we're almost finished, but we need to set the tag for the tokens that are going to be visible as poisoned and diseased. We do this by right-clicking the token, going to Token Settings. We're going to add in the tag ASE Detect. In this case, I'm going to add in the tag Disease. Other tags include Poison, Good, Evil, or Schools of Magic for spells like Detect Magic, such as I have here my Black Bear, ASE Detect, Enchantment. You can even create your own custom tags as well. The next spell is Animate Dead. When you start using this module, you should see a new folder appear in your actors directory, ASE Summons. If you don't see this, you'll have to make it yourself, or if you ever lose it, you'll have to make a new one. And it will already be populated with a skeleton and zombie actor. If you need more undead tokens or variations, you'll have to bring it in on your own. Let's go to our character sheet once more and edit the spell Animate Dead. Convert to advanced spell effect, Animate Dead, and you just need to select your associated actors for the zombie and skeleton. Change the range if you need to, but the range is correct here, 10 feet. Anything else you want to adjust before saving it out? And then you're all done. Now you can cast the spell as expected, and if you are within range of the dead creature, you will be given the prompt that we saw earlier. And the next one, Conjure Elemental. Although this setup could be applied to any spell that's going to be bringing an actor onto the scene, such as Conjure Animals, Conjure Woodland Beings, Spiritual Weapon, and much more. The first thing you'll need to do is put whatever you want to summon into that folder we just looked at, ASE Summons. So I've already created my Fire Elemental and brought it into the folder. Next, we'll go to Edit the Spell, go to the top, same menu, Convert to Advanced Spell Effect, Use Effect, we want to choose Summon. Alright, and then just choose the correct associated actor, type in the quantity, in this case it's just 1, and give it a name. And you should be all done. And you can add in multiple different actors, making this very useful for a number of summoning spells in D&D. Note there is a bug in the current version of the module where you'll get blank fields that are added in as you close it out and open it back up. However, it really shouldn't affect your experience too much. And here's the final product, what it looks like with multiple choices being offered via the prompt. I will summon the air elemental onto the scene. There are a number of spells I did not cover in today's video. I'll be including the documentation down below so you can follow along there. But hopefully this has been helpful and then you can use it in your own game. Thanks everyone, have a good day.